right, hello wine-drinking people. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of February, making our way through one of the best months of the year here for us in South Florida, because while the rest of the people in the country are freezing their tail off, we're at 80 degrees, having a great time, and a lot of personalities in the wine world are down here in South Florida over the winter months, enjoying the wonderful climate that we have here. And one of our old friends here, Chalk Hill Winery, Lisa Bishop Forbes, the winemaker, will be in to see us. And this is the 19th of February. Unfortunately, I'll be on a plane on my way to Napa Valley at that time for the premiere Napa. But hey, the show must go on. Even when I'm not here, we've still got some great events. And this one is at Cafe Maxx. And Chalk Hill is a winery we're very familiar with. We've been selling these wines since the very beginning. And Fred Firth bought the winery in 73, I think it was. He's an antitrust attorney from San Francisco. Bought it as kind of a weekend retreat. And then, of course, like so many people, fell in love with the lure of making wine. Planted 300 acres of vineyards, or, well, 300 acres approximately what they have on the property now. And this is a vineyard that is very stony. It was very difficult to plant vineyards here. And you know what they say, the vine that struggles the most produces the best fruit. And kind of an interesting turn of events, the winery's second label, when they first started out in the early 70s, was called Chalk Hill. And Fred's wife, Donna, the first wine was Donna Maria, named after her. And I think her first name and her mother's maiden name or something. And, of course, you know, these guys broke up. And you know, Fred, not good to name a winery after your wife if you're going to break up with her. And he obviously got the winery and changed the name. And thinking 86 was the first vintage where Chalk Hill became the name of the first wine here. And Lisa Bishop Forbes has been with the winery since 1995. They've had some great winemakers to start. I think it was Tom Cottrell. And then David Ramey. They wanted to turn things up a notch, so they hired David Ramey from Matanzas Creek. He'd worked with Helen Turley, was one of the hot young up-and-coming whiz kids at that time, and really, you know, put Chalk Hill on the map for their Chardonnay. And, well, of course, they do make some red wines over here now. The Merlot, we got an old vintage of State Merlot here in the store. I think Dave Ramey actually made this vintage of this wine, the 94 here. And then, of course, their newer releases, the Meritage Red, an outstanding new introduction to the red lineup. Chalk Hill, always very well known for their Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blancs. And they make a few other niche whites, Viognier, which is very good today. Their red Meritage. I think 2007 was the very first vintage. Well, it got 95 points from Robert Parker. Ooh-ah. And you know what that does? Immediately puts you on the map. And this wine for $50, well, $50 to $70, you'll find it in the marketplace. A great bottle of red wine from Sonoma. You don't find too many $100 plus wines from Sonoma County, but this one I would put up against just about anything coming from there. And, well, Bill Foley bought the winery in 2010. This is another one of the Foley family wines today. And, you know, whenever Bill buys something, the quality is going to go nowhere but up, because he's acquired some great vineyard lands. He's managed to keep a lot of the winemakers who've been with these wineries and add on some great new talent here as well. So great things to come from Chalk Hill Winery. Looking forward to having dinner with Lisa Bishop Forbes on the 19th of February. Check it out. The menu Oliver's created. All the wines we're going to be drinking. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.